Within, I think, 30 days or so, I had made more than $5 million. I had like literally zero costs and like $500,000 per month, pure profits. I'm living my childhood dream basically, and I always loved racing. I never had the money before to race, so most of it just a big scam, because they tax you multiple times on the same dollar you make, and I think it's a huge scam. So losing money in general, like I lost in the tens of millions to scams many years ago. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very happy to be here and share my story.
Okay, that's perfect. And before we start, are you ready to make it slightly more personal than the usual Bitcoin interview?
Let's do it. It's a different style for me, but let's go.
Okay, that's perfect. So let's start with your personal, because this is anyone is mostly not covering. If we remove everything for a moment, like your social media exposure, your crypto portfolio, your wealth, cars, watches, who are you? Who is Carl when nobody is watching? What part of that person does the internet never see?
Well, I think that the person you don't see is the person who, whenever I come home at night, I always sit down by my guitar and I write songs and I sing. Um, I um, I I travel with my family, with my girlfriend to different locations, and I like to meet up with friends and do the normal stuff, just. Normal life, if you cut away all the fancy stuff, it's more about just hanging out with friends and family, and also writing music, which is like what I do basically every single day, I would say.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear, to show people who are watching this that it's not that the success is impossible for most of the people. It's reachable for everyone who is willing to do the hard work. But all of us, we are just simple human beings at the end of the day, right? So we always get tired. We always need to have our friends who we meet, relax ourselves. So thank you for sharing this. What was the moment in your life that changed your perspective, like before you became successful? What happened? What was the trigger in your life?
So basically, I always, since I was a kid, even since I was probably 10 years and above, I always wanted to be rich and successful. And because whenever I traveled with my family to anywhere, like especially like early teens, we were in France a few times, and then we took a day trip down to Monaco and these places. We couldn't afford to stay there, but we had a car. Then we went into Monaco for the day, and in Monaco, my inspiration was just flourishing. I was like, wow, these people are so rich and they seem so happy and they seem so cool. They have amazing cars. They are, they have cool clothes, and the buildings are amazing here. Like, imagine me being one of these people in the future. So when I was a kid, I got this taste of like, I want to be one of them, So that's the motivation, I think. And then school was good for me until a certain point, but when school became too heavy with like your own responsibility, and you have to make like long, assignments and stuff, I couldn't do it because, my attention span is just very limited when it comes to schoolwork and things that I'm not interested in. While on the contrary, if there's something I'm interested in, I can laser focus and dive deep into it and go all in. So school didn't work out for me. I basically dropped out, and for many years, basically nothing came out of me other than just partying and doing bad things and being with the wrong people. And then I took a job at a grocery store just because my parents, they basically forced me, that they said, you're still living at home, you don't pay rent, so either you get a job at the grocery store or we basically kick you out. Like either you take a job or you're out. So I got the job. I actually searched one job and I got it because I did like when I was like a few years prior, when I was very young, I did 2 weeks of like summer internship at this grocery store. So when I came back now and said I want a job, they gave it to me immediately. So that was nice. I didn't have to like search 50 jobs. I searched one job and I got it. Um, but being in the grocery store, obviously I had some money coming in. That was nice. But in deep inside, I knew that like I cannot live my life like this. Like I don't want to be working in the grocery store forever. So I started researching online how I can change my life, and I told myself I'm going to change my life. I have to do it. I found information about the law of attraction and about mindset. So I started visualizing my dream life. So I started visualizing based on my inspiration from Monaco and such places. I visualized myself walking around in Monaco with money, and I visualized myself having red Ferraris in Monaco and also in other different places, even in Sweden. I just saw myself having these things. I saw myself flying private jets. I saw myself being on yachts and these cool things. So I visualized it, and that was before I knew that Bitcoin even existed. So I had no clue that world was even a thing. And basically, long story short, like 2 3 years after visualizing, I started to already find my way through different businesses, and eventually I found out that YouTube is a great way to make money. I started making money with um, actually the first way of making money for me was actually referring people over to BitMEX, which is a
Mhm.
crypto OG exchange, and they actually just went bankrupt, so they didn't make it. But I understand why they didn't make it. They were such a bad exchange. I remember back then system overloads and all these things. So yeah, I understand why they don't exist anymore. But
Mhm.
that was the first way of making money for me, and eventually, long story short, like all of my visualization came into fruition. I am now exactly the person I visualized. I drive Ferraris, I fly private jets, I live my life on yachts with friends, and I meet cool people, and so all these things, it was in my mind and now it's in my reality. So that's the thing, like the connection between your visualized reality in your mind and the real reality outside, it's the same thing. Like if you can visualize it, it will be your reality. That's the law of attraction. It's
Yeah.
like quantum physics determine that, or dictate that, whatever you vibrate with and feel like, if you visualize it, you will become, and your reality
Yeah.
will become, because reality doesn't really exist in a solid way. It exists only as information. It's a hologram. So it's all energy, and our thoughts and our actions and our emotions are all energy as well. So I just realigned my energy. I felt like I was a rich person, and then I
Mhm.
became a rich person. It's actually that simple. And people usually say it's too simple to be true, but the most powerful and most profound things usually are.
Yeah. They say that the reality is the mirror of our internal state of or our beliefs, right? So whatever you can, if you, and that also mind doesn't know the difference between your imagination and the reality. So if you, for example, want to achieve what you said, it first starts in your mind. And this is very good for people who will be watching, that if they want something, first they need to start believing that they are capable of achieving it and living this life, right? This is what gave you I think the Monaco trip was for you this breakthrough moment, because when you see something in the videos, when you see pictures, it's very far away. When you are next to these people, when you are next to these supercars, when you are next to these 100 million villas and this kind of things, it is more attainable. You can feel it, touch it, right? This is the moment which change everything. I have just a question. So your first job, which you started in this grocery shop, have you ever went back to this shop to just say hello to the people who gave you this employment? This is interesting.
Yeah, I go there like every year. I go there probably 50 times, because even more, because whenever I'm in Sweden, that's the closest and best grocery store. So I still go there, and I still have a couple of friends that still work there, actually, like even a handful. So whenever I go there, usually I meet my old colleagues, and we chat and say hi. And yeah, it's cool. It's nice. Very nice people there.
Nice. Okay, you covered most of the things I wanted to ask about your like early life. You said about your first job. You said that no one believed in you. Your parents forced you to find a job. You told me how you found out about crypto. Um, you are the founder of the Moon Show. You also have your investment company, right? So you are Web3 investor, and on top of that, you are also philanthropist. So, like, how do you handle this all as one person? Because some people cannot just simply handle their own life, and you handle this many ventures. So how do you do it?
I mean, of course, I have a team also involved, right? So I have dozens of employees who manage different ventures of my group. The group, we call it the Moon Group, and then of course the Moon Show is part of there. We have the Moon Ventures, we have the Moon Media, and different, arms. And then yeah, I have a team, and they take care of the operational things, and I take care of the bigger picture things like business and direction, vision. And of course, I am still the host of the Moon Show, so I still make videos there. But we also have other people like Crypto Kid, Champs Crypto, Jay Spizzle. These guys are also making videos on the Moon Show, which is very cool. So we have multiple hosts now. I mean, the Moon Show started as just a one-man show, right? It's funny because I think when I was making videos back in the days on the Moon Show, back then the channel was called just the Moon, but now it's the Moon Show because we're more people and it's a bigger thing now. But back then it was just me with a computer and Apple, earphones, making videos, recording videos from anywhere in the world. And it's funny because I think in terms of profitability, it must have been probably one of the most profitable businesses per, like, with the low amount of employees, because it was only me, and I was making, like, easy, like, let's say $500,000 a month easy
Wow.
on this channel in the beginning of the channel, with only me, like only one guy, with no
One person
costs.
army. One person
Yeah,
army.
my only cost was basically the laptop I bought, the Apple earphones I had, and the Wi-Fi connection, and that's basically all I paid for. And then the only other costs were like, yeah, if I was flying around the world, maybe like meeting people, but that's not really like real costs of the business. So I had like literally zero costs and like $500,000 per month, pure profits. So I don't know how many other companies make that much money per employee or per person. So that was actually incredible. My start, my journey, and that's like, I think the universe just gave me that opportunity, because I loved making the videos, and my audience loved me, and they still love me. Some hate me as well, but my audience are still there to watch the videos, and yeah, I think the way the law of attraction works, you feel it in the sense that you make money from something that you love to do. It's fun, and you make a lot of money, and the effort seems to be quite low, but the output seems to be quite high. It didn't. Um, it didn't. I didn't find it immediately, but eventually the universe kind of helped me find my destiny. Let's say.
Yeah, and I was doing some research as always. I need to know you more. We know each other. We met already, but also I don't know you as a friend, so I don't know your whole story. So I saw one video where you said that uh, the competition with people who have small goals is bigger than the competition for people with very ambitious goals, right? So you can choose your path. So why to choose more competitive landscape and when there is more people you compete against, when you can just instead like choose to go maybe the level higher when the competition, because most of the people, they are so blocked mentally that they are not ready for the next level, right? This was interesting what I
Yeah, this
saw.
is true. I think it's true. And if you think about it, like let's say someone's goal is to make between $5,000 to $10,000 a month. I mean, how many people do that in the world? Like tens of millions, maybe like hundreds of millions of people. Like most people in like middle class to they that's what they make. They make like 5K to 10K. Like it's a good salary, and most people. All right, so it should be working. Okay, so I'll just start again then from where I
Yes,
was.
but we didn't start. Did we start talking about music or not yet?
No.
No, no, no. Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, I'll
So
just
you
keep
can.
going where I left off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, long story short, when you have goals that are smaller, then basically you're going to be fighting against those other billions of people that have the same small goals. But people that dare to think big are very few. I mean, most people don't have goals in the hundreds of millions or even billions, or let alone tens of millions of dollars. So actually, it's less people fighting there, and yeah, I think that that's an analogy that really makes sense. And I told myself I'm going to be one of those few people who dare to dream big and have high goals. And at the end of the day, I met those goals, so I'm super happy about that, and I'm proud of myself to say that I'm able to meet my goals and expectations of myself, and that gives me also further confidence for my next goals.
Amazing. Yes, I think I read one day that even Rockefeller itself, when he was young and poor, when he was going to his job, he was telling himself that one day he will be billionaire, and it simply happened. So I think it, as we said previously, it first starts in your mind, then you can do actions in real life to make your dreams come true, right? And your dreams are in your life to be realized. That's the purpose of life. That's what I believe. Okay, thank you, Carl, for this. It was really interesting, and I think a lot of people will be motivated, and maybe they will find their new way of living after what you said. Uh, Maybe now we can cover music, because this is the part of your life, I think, without you, which you cannot live without, right? So how you started with music, like how you come up with an idea to produce your first song, because if I'm not mistaken, your music YouTube channel started back in 2011, right? This was your first touch with music.
Yeah, so I always loved music, and I started making music myself back when I was probably early teens, somewhere after being maybe 11, 12 or something. So I was playing a little bit of guitar. I was learning a little bit piano, but mostly just by myself. So yeah, but the instrument I was getting the best at was I would say guitar and drums. And nowadays I guess guitar is the instrument I know the best how to play. I was just you know writing a lot of songs when I was a teenager. I loved it, and I had the dream of becoming an artist. And I was doing this simultaneously as I was in school and all of these things, right? And also in the grocery store, I was also making music on my free time. My first song I ever published was "Walk on Water," which is still online. You can find it if you just search Carl Moon "Walk on Water" on Google. You will find it somewhere. I released it in 2012, and that was a big moment for me because that was my first ever published song. So that was cool. I promoted it to everyone. I was like sending it to friends and family, and everything was fun. I even entered a competition in Sweden, like an online competition. Ended up not winning, but I came close to winning, so that was cool. But in the end, it was very expensive to keep the music career going because, of course, it costs money to record music and it costs money to promote music, and it was just not possible because I didn't have money. I had to ask my parents for some money, and they only had maybe a few $100s a month maximum to help me out on that, because it's expensive, right? And you need
Yeah.
thousands of dollars per month to do so, and this was just not possible. So I put that dream on hold, and instead, eventually, yeah, I went into crypto. And now that I have all the money I need, I can have the creative freedom of creating the music I want to create and produce and record whatever it is I want to. I have no
Mhm.
label telling me what to do. I am the label. I am the product. I am also the company. Like I do whatever I want, which is great. So I have the creative freedom of releasing any song at any time, and I think that's amazing. And I have the ownership of all the songs as well, which is beautiful. Many artists, they own just a fraction of their music, if
Yeah.
even that sometimes.
Yeah. But so simply said, crypto gave you a freedom that you can now do whatever you want. You can live wherever you want. You can produce any songs you want, and you do not rely on anyone or any studios.
Yeah,
And
not only
I,
that, because it's I have the money, yes, but also all the knowledge. So all the business knowledge that I've gained is huge for music, because music is also a business. It's not just music. It's also you have to be a company. You have to know how a
yeah.
company works, and I have this experience now, so it gives me a huge advantage over many other independent artists. I think.
And here I have a question because "Walk on Water," this song particularly, I heard it a couple of times lately on your Instagram, especially when you walk in the WEEX tracksuit during your races. I saw many times you publish your reel with this song, or you sing on the track. What's the deeper meaning behind this song? Because it's not some random song, I can say.
Yeah, so basically, I wrote this back then as a song about just believing in yourself and don't care about what other people have in their opinions. You have to just believe in yourself and go with what you know, and not of other people's opinions. And I think that this song kind of it now kind of it sounds like I'm singing about my future. It's like almost like a law of attraction song, I would say, in a way. So
Mhm.
it's a cool song. I think it definitely resonates with me still to this day. So yeah.
So you used this music maybe at that time to help you manifest your future self, who you are now. Basically, you just wanted to totally like ignore the reality and just create your own reality, even with music. Maybe it was something like this, if I understood correctly. Interesting. So up till now, you have just five.
Your video is lagging a little bit. Is it only on my end, or is it fine for you?
It looks okay for me. It looks
Okay.
okay. I don't see
As your
lagging.
video is freezing a bit, but if it's fine on your end, as long as it's fine for you, because you are recording, so
Yeah.
hopefully it's fine, and we keep going. Yeah.
Yeah. Up until now, you have five songs released, what I saw on Spotify, right? Are you planning to release more songs in the near future, or what's your plan regarding this?
Yeah, so those five songs I made when I was a teenager, so they are very old, but I still like them, so I keep them up. I'm currently recording my debut album, and it's called Life Path One. So I have another, I think, like 7 or 8 songs under recording right now, and so it's gonna be exciting for me to release those, because they have a little bit different sound than my older songs, more towards the rock sound, I would say. So I want to bring rock back. I want to make rock great
Mhm.
again, I think. And yeah, I'm very excited to release them. So hopefully people follow me on Spotify and these other YouTube Music, so they can get these songs when I release them. So
Mhm.
next year my whole album will be released.
Okay. Yeah, I think rock is a good type of music, because for me, people who listen to rock, they are against the mainstream, right? And clearly, like your life is going against the mainstream. Like get a job, get a degree, work 9 to 5. This is a totally different lifestyle you are representing. So rock is definitely something I think clicks with your personality. Okay, we also didn't. I didn't ask you about the Sweden Idol. You took a part in it, or this is just like some information I found that it's not true?
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's true. I auditioned back in 2013. I was super
Wow.
nervous, and I think I chose the wrong song. I was not able to also they cut me off after 5 seconds of singing, and they just said, "No, this is too boring," and
Really?
then they just let me go. Yeah, so
Oh, oh my
nothing came out
goodness.
of that. But the funny thing is that um, that was the TV jury, but you have three instances, as I remember, of judges before you came there. So basically, I passed. Well, actually, the TV program, they called me. They actually said, "Hey, Carl, we found you online on YouTube. We love your voice and your singing. Do you want to participate in Idol? We can put you straight to the second instance of judges." And we'll make like a document, we will document you. So basically, they filmed a lot. They asked me a bunch of questions. They made one of these they basically were doing what they were preparing for me to get it. Yes, I think So they filmed a lot, and then I skipped the first 1 or 2 judges, and then I came to the last judges before the TV judges, and they said pass, so they gave me yes, and then I came to the TV judges. The problem was from the I made a cover there, so I was singing a cover to that judges, "Someone Like You" by Adele. So and they loved it. But then when I came to the TV judges, I thought, let me change the song to to an original song, and I think the song was just not resonating well with them. So I think it was a big mistake of mine to change. I should have just gone with what I did from the first judges who actually said yes. But yeah, I don't really care. I'm happy I didn't pass because I think if you're part of such a program, you kind of also have a kind of um, it's a certain branding that I wouldn't really like to have anyway. So I'm happy I
Yeah.
didn't pass.
But it just shows like I brought this up because people think like the success is the straight line. It's not the straight line. You try this, you try that, you go there, you try other businesses, you try different strategies in trading, like whatever. Like this is not straight path. You need to be rejected many times. You need to lose many times. After that, maybe you will finally find this huge prize or huge business or huge idea, whatever. So thank you for sharing this. Maybe now we can switch to racing. So, how the passion towards racing came to be? It was in early childhood. You had the passion to cars or motorcycles. How did it happen that you ended up racing?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I loved cars. My dad loves cars, so I guess I got it from him. And I always wanted to have cool cars. I always wanted to have Ferraris and Bugattis and these things. So that was always my dream. And now that I have the funds to buy them, I'm living my childhood dream basically. And um, I always loved racing. I never had the money before to race, so my parents never put me to go karts or anything because it's just too expensive. Like they could not afford it. And if they did, maybe I could have been a successful racer today. So I'm starting a bit late now, but it's possible to still do some cool career in racing. So yeah, I'm doing Ferrari Challenge this year, obviously with the WEEX as my title sponsor. So that's an honor to have WEEX as my sponsor. And yeah, I think a Ferrari Challenge is the first step, and then I want to go into the GT3 racing of the world, which is like very high level racing, and that's very competitive, and that's like the big boys club. So that's the next step. But Ferrari Challenge is a great way now to learn, and it's also nice to have WEEX as my partner because I've worked with WEEX for a couple of years already, and we have such a strong partnership. And to bring that outside of crypto into the racing world, I think it's amazing. And yeah, the car looks insane. I think it looks amazing with the WEEX logo.
Yes. Yeah, and the tracksuit. I love this tracksuit, and it really looks pretty nice. And we are like WEEX is also honored that we can sponsor you in this journey and realize your childhood dreams, because I think there is no better way to express the possibility what crypto is possible to offer to people. I cannot see it in any other industry. To be truly fair with you, I have seen so many successful people who really realize their dreams only through crypto. Maybe now AI, but AI also is applicable to trading. So we will see what will happen. What will happen with this? Thank you for bringing up this week's sponsorship. As I said, we are really proud and happy to support you. But now we sponsor you. But in the previous years, you were sponsoring Formula 2 and also promoting crypto adoption for raising funds for charities who are taking care of Down syndrome. Can you elaborate on this, because this is really interesting?
Yeah, so true. I was a sponsor in Formula 2. I sponsored Ralph Boschung, who is now a Formula 1 development driver for Audi F1 team, actually. But back then, I was sponsoring him, and that was a very cool thing. Obviously, budgets were very high, so I was spending like more than $2 million. That's the budget for sponsoring in F2 per year, so that's very expensive. But yeah, I was promoting, of course, my own brands, the Moon Group, the Moon Show, but I also was trying to raise money for charity for, like you mentioned, children and people with Down syndrome. And we were quite successful. We got some money, not as much as I was hoping. So basically, I was hoping to get like at least like maybe 500,000 or $1 million. I think we got a few 100,000. And out of that, most of that money was actually my own money, like because I had a QR code on the F2 car, and when I saw the donations were very slow, I just started donating myself instead, because I wanted to make sure that we had a successful campaign. But yeah,
Great.
I think charity for children with any disability is something that I care a lot about because of my little brother who has multiple disabilities, actually. So I have firsthand experience of how it is to live with someone who has such disabilities, and it's a huge issue for the child, but it's also an issue for the family. So it's like
Yes.
many victims in such situations. So I think it's a great cause, and I think people should do more of that. A few charities I've supported that I think people can check out is EDSA, which is a Down syndrome center in Dubai. I think that it's a great one. And another great one is Kids OR, or Kids Operating Room. They build operating rooms around the world for children that need surgery in countries where there's no access. Super good. You can easily donate there. I've also donated to EB Research. They're trying to find a cure for the very, very horrible disease called EB, where children are born with skin that just keeps falling off, and they rarely live past a few years. So very, very horrible disease. Those are to name a few. I did a few other ones as well, but I think these are the ones that are easiest to go and donate to if you want to.
But it's good that you really mention it. Like we usually on a daily basis, we forget what we have. Like if you are healthy, you have both hands and both legs, and you have clear mind. Like you basically have everything, to make whatever you want in life. There are people who are not that lucky, and they need to get help for their whole life. They cannot simply be on their own, right? So for people who are listening to this, like you can be the master of your own life, you using the law of attraction, right? Doing whatever you want. You have just limitations in your head, and if you are healthy, you're lucky enough to do anything in life you want. And Carl is an amazing example of this. He can even help people in need. He can do racing. He has multiple companies, and I think it's really impressive. Okay, so you finalized already Ferrari challenge, right? It's already done. And if you could take us to the racetrack, like which particular race you are the most proud of? Was it Le Mans with the P3, or what was the biggest win for you?
Yeah, I think Le Mans was the big one because, of course, in Le Mans, that's the biggest race in human history, and we were doing a support race for Le Mans. So we had, probably 500,000 people in Le Mans watching the race, being there. So that
Wow.
was huge. Also, a lot of exposure for WEEX. So happy to provide that for WEEX as my sponsor. And yeah, P3, amazing. And then the weekend I had just a few weeks ago in Portimao, Portugal, I was P2. So it's getting better and
Wow.
better. In the start of the start of the year, I was finishing almost last. Now I'm starting to get podiums. So it's amazing. We still have 2 race weekends, or 3 actually.
Okay, so for like trading, a lot of people struggle at the beginning, right? They just see those huge wins, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. They see the end product, but they don't see this years of struggle, of years of hard work, dedication, learning. I would like to ask you first, what was your biggest win, and how it changed you? What do you feel when it happened in trading?
My biggest win, I don't know what my biggest win. I mean, I guess my most famous win is probably when I made an XRP trade. Although I'm not an XRP fan, I just saw a trade. I saw this is going to happen. It was probably like a couple of years ago now. I put, I think, $250,000 into a position, and used leverage. And then the price broke out, and within, I think, 30 days or so, I had made more than $5 million from this one single trade.
Wow.
And I actually exited all of that at the top, which I did publicly. So I have public proof of opening the trade. I also have public proof of me closing the trade and selling off all the XRP, which, of course, the XRP people were hating on. But I sold all the XRP profits, and I put it into some other, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and everything. So that was a crazy trade. I think it definitely is one of my best trades ever. I had a few other crazy ones, but I think that one is the most popular one. To this day, people still talk about that trade.
I think I remember this trade. I think you entered around maybe 50 cents or something like this, if I'm not mistaken. I just have I see it in my mind. I have I remember the images. I remember when you posted it somewhere. It was either on Instagram or X. I remember this trade, and so many people. You even posted when you take profits, and a lot of people hated you for this. I really remember this. Everyone was like, "Okay, you are selling now. See you, in the higher prices." They thought you are not smart enough to realize profits.
Ever since then, the price has just been going down. So I actually exited the exact top. I just came in, made my money, and just went out. And that's why the XRP community didn't like it, because I never held XRP. I just came in at the very bottom and just rode it up to the top and sold, and basically extracted money from the XRP community, which they don't like so much. But hey, I'm a trader. I don't hold those coins. I just trade them.
Exactly. You got in, you got out, and you realize the profit. It's not about being right. It's about making money and not holding it forever, right? But if when you did this five million, let's call it $5 million on this one trade, what was your feeling like? What did you feel? Did it change you somehow, or not at all?
No, it didn't change me at all, I would say. No, it was just another day, basically. It was nice to get it. I mean, the nicest thing about it was mostly the exposure I got. So many people talked about it. People started subscribing to the Moon Show because they wanted to catch my next trade, right? So I think that was the biggest win. But the money itself was also great, of course.
Okay. Also, on the contrary, as in trading, we have wins and we have losses, right? Are you comfortable sharing your maybe biggest loss or the loss which really like destroy you for some time? Do you have any experiences like this or not really?
I mean, the biggest trading loss probably is like $1 million or something in like one single trade, which is horrible. So it's not nice. Um, not nice at all. In terms of like losing money in general, like yeah, I lost in the tens of millions to scams many years ago, which is horrible. I learned from it. I will never again get scammed like that. And I think it's important for people to know that they should not give their Bitcoin or crypto to someone who says that they will give them like 40% APY or like 100% APY or like 3%
Yeah.
per week or some. All of these things are scams. They are pyramid schemes, and you will lose all your money. So just keep your money on a safe exchange, if an exchange you trust, or in a hardware wallet. Or maybe even in an ETF, even though people hate on those things, right? But
For all people who are looking now for their ways to hit, I don't know, home run, or they would like to find an amazing opportunity, WEEX is organizing this year hackathon. This is called Human versus AI Hackathon, organized by WEEX. We had our previous edition, which was completed. It was amazing success. Now this year is coming the next edition with 200,000 USDT prize pool and 100 million LLM tokens, and as a prize pool for the winners. In the description of the video, you can find the link. I strongly suggest everyone to register and to try. It doesn't cost you anything. You can just win money with us. You can trade manually, or you can use AI to trade, and you can try to win amazing prizes and see you. We also host sometimes offline events regarding hackathons, so you can meet the WEEX team, you can meet other traders, inspiring people. So I strongly suggest everyone to check the description, in the description, the link for the hackathon. Okay, so we covered the biggest losses, the biggest wins, trading, music, sponsorship. I also wanted to ask you, what made you to move yourself to Dubai? It was like that this is the city where you can make your dreams come true, or you had too big ambitions and you outgrow your environment where you grow up? What was the reason you moved to Dubai?
well, I think first of all, taxes was a big driver. I think taxes are most of it just a big scam, because they tax you multiple times on the same dollar you make, and I think it's a huge scam. So I didn't want to pay taxes in Europe, and also Europe is declining in like all the safety issues and security issues in Europe. It's very bad, right? So why pay taxes, which is already a scam, in a place where you already don't feel safe and secure? So yeah, I wanted to go somewhere else. So in Dubai, I found safety, security, and also zero taxes. So that was amazing. But then also Dubai is a great place. I love it there. Like it's weather is great, people are great. It's you know safe. I think that's very cool, and you have luxury, cool cars, cool things to do, and it's
Yeah.
amazing. I love it. It fits my lifestyle perfectly. And sure, you will find scammers there. That's where I got scammed actually. So, but yeah, you learn you the hard way, and then you know how to stay away from them. But yeah, in Dubai, you do find a lot of scammers. But then again, you will find them basically everywhere in the world where there is a lot of rich people. You know.
Yes, but I think Dubai attracts a lot of people who are open-minded. That's what I see personally, because everyone who is coming here is an outsider. He's not local, right? So all people need to really live their life, which they build in other country, and go into unknown. But there are people who hate Dubai. There are people who love Dubai. I think those who love, they are open-minded. Those who hate, they are close-minded. That's my personal opinion regarding this. I have one more question about racing and sponsorship. I forgot to ask you about it. Like, when you drive with the fully branded as WEEX, because our logo is everywhere, on car, on tracksuit, how do you feel with it? Does it change somehow you when you go with a car which is representing like crypto trading, WEEX as the global cryptocurrency exchange? Does it help you somehow, or what's the feeling?
I think it definitely makes me feel, it's mostly like just being proud, to have such a big crypto exchange backing me and feeling, that we're partners in it. And yeah, it's a great feeling. I like it. Does it make me faster? I mean, if you have a cool car, you usually go faster. So I would say, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Um, okay, I want to finish. I want to finish by one question I wanted to ask you, and this will be our end. Or do you want to cover something else, or you are open to close now?
I think we covered most things. Yeah.
Yes, in my opinion as well. Okay. Um, Imagine you go back to Sweden, okay? You walk into the grocery store and you see the young Carl standing behind the cash register. He doesn't know about like your racing now. He doesn't know about the cars, your fame, your money, and everything. What would you say to him?
Well, I would just tell him what I know now, that obviously the law of attraction will change your life if you use it properly. I would tell myself, buy Bitcoin, don't sell it, don't buy stupid shit you don't need, and don't give it to people who will multiply your Bitcoin or give you interest on Bitcoin. And Yeah, I think that those are the most important key things. And also, don't forget to focus on what you love, which is music. Don't wait for too long and just go and do it.
Great. Okay. I really would like to thank you from myself, from Weeks, our exchange. I would like to thank you for your time and for this amazing and inspiring story. I hope we will be able to talk with you again in the near future. Maybe after you complete all the races, we can have just conversation regarding your races, experiences, how it changed you. But